there was no measures regarding that. There were no policy, no procedure, like anything stipulating that this like teams or this particular group of people should not or cannot buy. There were no such guidelines in place regarding who can buy and who cannot buy.
So staff were not asked to declare their interest beforehand. You would just go and pose as a buyer. I mean, from what you explained, every single member of the team had their role and they were supposed to play their role. Now, I'm wondering how their role will be played if they are taking on a different hat as a buyer, and whether that was communicated to the commission that they would be interested in buying such and such an item. For anybody involved in your secretariat process.
Okay, so these particular members that we are talking about are not members of the secretariat or the commission. That being said, I went by the.
Let me just clarify something. My apologies for cutting in. But when I say secretariat here, I don't mean the commission strictly speaking, but the team. Perhaps let me use the word team.
Okay.
Proceed.
Okay. Regarding the intention, even though I wasn't put in the picture prior, but then I was told that the auctioneer was that this was kind of communicated. Their interest was expressed, not to me directly. What was your question again before I answered the wrong question?
So I wanted to know whether conflicts of interests were raised by any of the team members who were interested.
No, so I remember you saying everyone has a role to play as the team, the sellers. Like that will bring the question of the conflict. To my knowledge, I don't see any conflict that occurred from these particular people because it's not they were not the one determining the prices. Two, to my knowledge, what I can recall, they followed the due process as other buyers. Three, the ones that they won, they also followed the same process, going to the accountant to pay as others were paying. So if I should look at it in a sense like a team is selling and it's buying, yeah, logically, of course, that would make sense. But like as to the fact, if they really had a conflict or if that had affected the process, I would say no, because I was watching and then I knew that they went through the same process as the other buyers went through. So I didn't recall any conflict in there.
When I was looking at the report, of course, your statement as well, you've mentioned in your statement, that some of the, I know we haven't dealt with the tractors most, but I'm sure the statement contains some of this information, the tractors and the vehicles together, because that was exactly what you presented on the statement. Now, if you say some of these things were categorized as scraps, what exactly do you mean? What is scrap?
Accident vehicles who are not roadworthy. And as a result, some of our buyers were even scrap sellers because they will buy, see at the point, some of them will even scatter just to take different parts to go and sell. And aside from the value was description of scraps, when I went underground, my little knowledge on these items, I saw the condition that we met them in. That definitely tallies with how the value was described.
When you say there is no policy for for buyers, let's say how the auction will go. Don't you think that's a convenient statement to justify the errors that you have done in the sales report? If you say there is no policy, even if there is no policy, I think it was ought for you to do right, not so.
Yes.
Even on the sales report, perhaps to sell the cars a little bit above the valuation price. So if you say there was no policy for the buyers, what do you mean exactly? Don't you think that's a convenient statement?
I think that statement was responding to Council's question regarding policy of who can buy and who can buy, right? But when it comes to prices, if you go through the list, not even the few that the council picked to say it's reserved, there are many orders that were sold, that were part of the buyers. But when it comes to the pricing, you see from the list that many of them were sold double, triple the price. Like a huge profit was made if you compare the amount of the valuer and the amount that was earned at the end of the sales. So I cannot say that some of them were not sold at the reserved price, but majority of the items here, in regard, despite the fact that they are called scrap or described as scrap by the valuer, we were able to make huge profit from them.
So the evaluator did his work and then submit the valuation report to the commission and was given to you to do the sales. You trust the evaluation report. I mean, even though some of the prices, you have seen the vehicles yourself. Don't you think the prices attached to those vehicles were very much low? I mean, what's your explanation as well? Because you've seen the vehicles yourself. What do you think at the time?
And that would be a personal opinion. I know I cannot go against the value.
No, it's not personal opinion. Wait, asking.
Okay.
You've seen the vehicles yourself, and you were the one who was supposed to do the sales. Not so. You were leading a team to do the sales. Am I correct?
No, well, I wasn't selling, but I was leading a team to represent the company.
Yes, that's what I said. I said you were leading a team.
Okay.
That's correct, huh?
Yeah.
You were the one leading the team that
Yeah.
was selling.
Yeah.
Now, the evaluation report was given to you, even though you trust the evaluation report, but you've seen prices attached to a particular vehicle. Before you sell, you did not even ask because you know those prices were. What do you think about the prices that were attached to a particular vehicle? In your opinion, maybe that must have been sold with a lower price, kind of. What do you think? You have seen that, I know, and you did not even confront to say maybe the evaluation price that was given to you is way below the value of the vehicle. You did not advise as well.
Okay. In my own opinion, and what I saw on the ground, I sorry about the alarm. I cannot go against the valuer's report for sure. That's his profession. But what I saw on the ground, I agree with the valuation report because they were in a very, very, very bad condition. That being said, make us just go and sell them at a low price. I've seen the auctioneer try several times, like to make sure, he has several people bidding to take the price higher because that's the mandate. Like they wanted to recover as much as we wanted to recover as much as we can. That's what we were told. So it's not like if the valuer said 500, we just go and say, okay, let's find. No, based on the struggle, we did our best, our utmost best to get as much as we could on the ground, regardless of the conditions we found those things. You might see the name here, you can picture it, but when you are on the ground and see the conditions at which those items were, somewhere in the grass, it was rainy season. After rainy season, like it's hard to even access some of these. So in my personal opinion, I would say I would agree to the evaluation report, but I'm not a professional.
All right. One final question. I mean, during the sales as well, I know you must have interacted with a lot of people on the ground buying these items from you. At what point have you engaged in personal capacity with the likes of Hamidou Jah? Because I know Jah Oil Company used to appear in his own personal capacity coming there, and then you've been engaging with him. Has that happened?
No. We have I've seen the company, I've seen other buyers on the ground all the time. I've never even seen him until there. But on the ground, everything it was professional. I had not in any
Did,
instances had any
did you
personal
are you confirming that you have never seen him? You've never have any interaction with him? Okay.
before, no.
Is that really
I've,
confirming?
hmm?
Before.
Yes.
You have never interacted with him. You have never seen him.
No, before until at the underground. It was even someone who was like, oh, I can't even say that. Describe the person. Say, hey, this person is this. We've never met.
All right, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. So I'll allow my colleagues to also ask perhaps specific questions on the vehicles. Maybe you'll be in position to respond to those things. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Someone go. Okay,
I wouldn't get there with you,
Okay.
but just to inform you, the process might really follow a due process in terms of your personal observation that I wouldn't have much to say. However, I think with Gambians, it is the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, with Gambians, it is the opposite. Just for we to understand some of this, some of these dynamics.
Okay.
Now, you talked about reserve tractors, right, with the council.
Yes.
Do you have in your head or in your records how many tractors were reserved?
Yes.
Kindly share.
You mean the lump sum to the total?
Yes, the total number of tractors that were reserved by the Janneh Commission.
Let me add them. It.
Okay, let me not in fact disturb you to count. We can progress. All that I want you to do with me is to confirm if there were reserved tractors, then, other questions can follow. And you confirm with me that there were reserved tractors.
Yes.
My other question is,
Mm-hmm.
do you know at any point in time whether any of these reserved tractors are sold?
Are sold. Other than
Yes.
giving to the municipalities?
Yes, other than the municipalities. I even doubt if the municipalities got the tractors. But that would be answered by someone else. I wouldn't like to take you to that point.
Yeah. But I
Maybe
can.
the authority of the commission.
Okay. I wasn't.
I don't know if you get me.
No, I get you.
Good. So now let's look at the reserve tractors.
Okay.
I believe you should be in a position to know the number of tractors that were reserved.
Yes.
Even if you don't have it on top of your head, but you have it on a list, right? These reserve tractors. Can you tell us about these reserve tractors, where they are they sold or not?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. The reserve tractors were packed in different regions, and then each region has a number of tractors that was allocated to them. And for what I could recall, they were communicated with to let them know that this number of tractors were reserved for them. I'm not sure of how much, but I know some municipalities, there might be a cost to attach to it, but that's not me. I don't want to say assume or say something that I'm not sure of, but I know they were communicated with to let them know that this number of tractors with trailers are allocated to their municipalities, and then where it was. So there were correspondence between the commission and these municipalities.
In your records, the number of reserve tractors?
Do I have?
Yes, in record.
Yes.
And they are and also their assessor numbers?
Not in this record.
Can you find out the number of reserve tractors that were at your disposal or at the disposal of the commission and their assessor numbers?
I have the numbers here, but I don't know how I can get the exact and certain numbers now that I'm not.
You communicate back. It's just like the way you did with Jah when you speak to your sister.
Honorable.
With us here. Yes,
Honorable, that was something that I have in my position, and I get, Honorable, why don't do that? This one is.
You know, the fact here is, we believe, I understand very well that you are not in the office, and no one is in that office. However, my belief is, as a young person, more especially being involved in such a sensitive work, I would want to believe that you should have a backup to some of these things, more especially things that directly involve you.
Okay, so let me come in there.
So one of the tractors you see in CRR was under my committee. Let me just say this. I would be very fair with you also to qualify the fact that some of these tractors were scraps. I can attest to that. However, that does not qualify the prices they were sold for.
Okay.
Which is not also your problem.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about these reserve tractors.
This one.
What do you know about them?
Like I know we were just told not to auction, and they were not part of it. So there I know I put down the numbers here because I know those are the numbers of tractors that we were not allowed to auction. But then after that, like, I don't have any direct work on the ones that were reserved, even though I know that there were correspondence between the office and these municipalities. The way that I think, not me, maybe in your capacity to get this, maybe when you contact the municipalities to get the certain numbers might be on them. No, it's just a suggestion.
No, let's forget the certain numbers now.
Okay.
And progress. We can definitely progress far.
Okay.
Now, my question is, were you aware at any point in time if those tractors were sold?
Sold, not
yes.
Sold to public?
Yeah, the public, of course.
No, I'm not aware.
Now, can I refer you to MOJ 8 again?
MOJ 8.
Look at the tractor auction report, the first page on the tractor auction.
Hold on. MOJ 8.